Yes, now, and welcome back to episode 115. You have got three very tired podcasters today recovering from a very hot, very talkative, and a lot of money spent weekend. But first, but not least, H, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, very well, mate. Very well. Like you said, I think it's been a bit of a recovery last 48 hours. Also, now we were only there on the Saturday, so can't imagine how our young Jeeves is feeling. But yeah, it was a very good weekend nevertheless. So yeah, full recovery mode now. But yeah, mate, I'm all as well. All as well. How are you?
Yeah, can't complain at all. Like I say, it was an absolutely fantastic weekend. But we're going to get more into that in a second. Before we introduce our very special guest, obviously, this episode is brought to you by Third Down Displays, your number one spot for custom card stands, card supplies, grading preparation kits, and everything else. Featuring in our background a couple of the new designs, which we'll be showing you off briefly. But now, and not least, use your TTP10 for 10% off at checkout for all your hobby needs. And here comes someone who was on the main stage putting opening packs, then had two different locations on two different tables, and then ended up at a kebab van at about 2 a.m. But we're not here to talk about the kebab van. We are here to talk about the card show. So, Jack, obviously, GBW, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, yeah, I'm still recovering from firstly the card show and the kebab. But but yeah, no, it was. I'm doing okay, doing okay. As I say, just recovering, tired. It's a long old weekend, especially vending both days. But yeah, good to see all the people as always.
Yeah, I think that's obviously one of the main things everyone does say. It's just always lovely to see everyone. And it seems, before I go back to you, this weekend seems to be like this air of positivity going into it that everyone was like, I can't wait for this show. Whether it was the American factor, the sun was shut, I don't know what it was, but even walking in on that Saturday morning, it seemed like there was a different atmosphere for some reason in the show. And H, we said this quite a way, it just seemed different for some reason. I don't know why, but it just felt different.
Yeah, I think everyone was of the same opinion. I think everyone you were sort of speaking to, or would that be on at the show prior to the show, all had the same sort of buzz about it. I said no one could really probably put their finger on it. It's probably a factor of different things. So obviously the Americans making an appearance over the show again. Obviously the sun was out. It was a lovely weekend, and yeah, I think it's probably a factor of all of the above, really. But yeah, there was definitely something in the air, obviously, in the couple of weeks and at the show this weekend. Obviously, everyone had a bit more of a hype about it, which also is nice to see. Obviously, no complaints about that at all. But there definitely was a lot more excitement, I think, obviously about the show. Perhaps the build up into summer now. Obviously, the season's at an end for the Premier League and something else for people to look forward to. So yeah, it's one of the things you can't quite exactly put your finger on what the hype was caused from or stemmed from, but there certainly was a massive buzz in the air, obviously, in the weeks leading up to and obviously at the show this weekend. So it's great to see. The show deserves it. Another fantastic weekend, another fantastic show, and it deserved that excitement that the build up gave. So yeah, it certainly didn't disappoint.
Yeah, personally, I think it goes down as my favourite London card show yet. Just the overall experience was very enjoyable. I thought the show was like we always say it. We don't always want to try and beat the dead horse, so to speak, but Harry and the team done a fantastic job yet again. But Jack, I think obviously it was quite impressive yet again, just the scale of it, but also like this time did have the vendors, especially PSA there, which took up a lovely spot. They brought a brilliant stand, but would you got to say as well, it was just another fantastic show from start to finish and everything in between as well.
Yeah, it's like all the big companies they've got there now. You've got Tops on one end, PSA at the other. It's like the perfect. So you just need Panini in one corner, Futera, whatnot, all the others, all with their own little bases, I guess. But yeah, just a great array of people vending both days again as well, doing good deals, fair prices as well from what I saw. And there were some great flick throughs as well. I know you were a big fan of one of the flick throughs. You kept going on about it. And I wish I could have got to it, but Saturday was a busy day as a vendor. But yeah, really good set of stalls, companies there promoting their respective businesses, and great to meet all these new people, put faces to names as always, because even though you do meet the regular names that you see every show, like you guys, for God's sake, you do always see the new faces as well that you've only met online. So yeah, that's why card shows are just a great thing to look forward to, and that's why a lot more people were excited about this one. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like every single show you see the UK hobby learning what to bring to shows, because sometimes it was very high end, it seemed, and then a lot of it seemed a lot of low end. So I found it was quite a perfect balance this time. And like you say, you've alluded to a certain flick through there, which I did end up buying too. And a lot of people did say how good it was. And I know Paul does listen to these episodes. He'll be very happy to be listening away, whatever he's doing. Obviously, probably flicking through about 4 billion singles that he's got waiting for all different things, what's going on with Football Cards Direct. But Football Card Direct one was fantastic. They rip a lot of product, and they brought a lot of cards down with them, whether it was just top loaded, there was two just full binders, just autos, and then there was mag flick through. I can't think I've ever seen one of them before in the UK. And some of I was like, oh, that's okay. Oh wait, that's to 15. Oh wait, that's to 5. Oh wait, that's to 10. And I was every time I flicked through, there was another big card behind it. Obviously, with the recent Arsenal fan set, that was one of the things that we was on the lookout for, and obviously they had that as well. But H, do you think my first point of the sellers and buyers, it's just learning now what to bring. We've always said like the £30 up, 30 to like the 150, £200 arc is such a high selling point at the London Card Show, but it seems now that vendors really understand that, and that's what they do bring a lot of. And speaking to everyone, that's what does really well as well.
Yeah, I think, you know, as time's gone on, people have sort of learned the pattern in terms of what people are going to shows for. And I think this is probably one of the first shows, arguably, that vendors have more or less got it spot on in terms of what they've brought to the show. You know, Football Cards Direct obviously making a proper stand, obviously, in what they brought. I'll back up what you said, Ron. I mean, the display they had was absolutely incredible, absolutely incredible. I did marginally miss out on an absolute beauty of an Ødegaard patch from the Arsenal fan set, obviously number to 5, part of the canon. Didn't see it the first one, went through the flip boxes, and then got talking to, I think it was Bart from Bart Sports Card. He come outside and said, "Oh, have you seen the Ødegaard to 5?" And I was like, "What?" Went back, and I think apparently he sold it like 10 minutes earlier, and I was like, "You're kidding." But yeah, I think that was such a staple for the caliber and the sort of the price brackets of cards that people are looking for at these shows. They had a mixture, anything from £5 autos to £500 autos. So it was a massive sort of array, massive mixture, and it's what people are going to the shows for. Like you see, you know, you bring these 1K plus cards. It's great, you know, the amount of cards that people have on display. Just it probably in the case just to showcase a little bit more than sort of arguably look to sell. But the ones that were selling were those sort of, you know, 30 to £200 possibly cards that were going flying out the door. So I think, like I said, it's probably one of the first shows where I've seen so many vendors probably get it spot on in terms of what people are looking for at these shows. People may disagree. Some people say, you know, there might be more of a price, or it might have been sort of, you know, not quite as the higher end as to what they were looking for. But in terms of overall consensus of opinion, I feel like for me, this probably was one of the shows in which most vendors did get it right. I know obviously people that follow Mojo, I know he put a story out saying that in terms of the way that the comps work, we were probably the hardest to try and negotiate with because we are more of a collecting base than possibly the US maybe. And it's quite interesting to hear that aspect of it in terms of the cards that are brought to the table, plus how much negotiation people are willing to do. Because I found from the majority of the show on Saturday that people are willing to negotiate. People will put a deal together, but obviously from a US perspective, we were probably the harshest on comps that he's seen. So, but yeah, I mean, going back to the original question, like I said, I do think that sort of era of cards, price bracket wise, that people want to see at these shows. 90% of the vendors, in my opinion, got it more or less spot on this time around, which was good to see.
Yeah, obviously, especially coming over to you, Jack. Obviously, you had quite an array of different product on your table, from £1 flick throughs through to one of one sort of very, very tempting. But by the end of the day, you didn't have much of the flick throughs left. So how did you find, obviously, like what you took along with you? Because you've done quite a few shows now as a vendor. So have you started to realize that every show, like the UK, slowly changed what we're buying? Or is it a case of, depending on what you put out, it really just depends on how well you do?
I think it's you just got to have a mix of everything, all price points, because there will be somewhere, hopefully, if you're lucky, a big buyer for one of those big cards. But then a lot of people go there to pick up small little cards for their PC. Like I think we had a a little flick through where you can pick up 10 cards for a five or something like that, and that absolutely flew. In fact, we got rid of all of them, and we had 4 whole trays. You know, the ones you get from third down, 1,000 cards in each, something like that. Might be a bit less. Anyway, we got rid of all of them. Frogley, if you're watching, I love you, because he took a lot. But yeah, no, we did quite well with our flick throughs, and yeah, as you say, I have been to quite a few card shows now, particularly London in and different respects as well, different businesses as well. So yeah, I've done quite a few, well travelled, well experienced. So like to think I'm doing okay when it comes to card shows. Just a shame that this time round there was seems to be no women's collectors, because I've still got my big slabs sat in front of me now.
Yeah, it's obviously such a niche market. Even when you walk around as a women's buyer, which there's only probably a handful of tables that will actually have women's cards at all. Most of the time, it's actually when it comes to the women's, there's pre-deals that you do completely before the show, and then you just arrange to pick them up. But there was another thing on the Saturday which was quite intriguing, that there was probably about 15, 20 of us at the main stage, and it was a PSA talk, and it was quite fascinating, really, because when he was going through, it was going through all the different things PSA, and it's mad how they're so global, and it's obviously the first time they had boots on the ground, so to speak, in the UK. And they were saying, like, if there is a market over here and they feel like they're going to make money from it, they will do an office, whether it's in mainland Europe or the UK, which is obviously good to hear from our point of view. But it was also a case of they were saying they were shocked by the amount of people and collectors that were in at the show. So, H, obviously, having these companies come over, it's really the best way to show these American companies that we actually are taking it serious. All right, we're quite a few number of years behind, like the States or Canada, wherever it may be. But it's so early doors here that if PSA has shown interest now, it can only go one way in the future. And hopefully, however many cards were subbed at the show, that's enough for them to show how interested we are. And hopefully, down the line, leads to maybe a grade incentive within Europe, UK, or even taking submissions to grade at the show.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of everything. I think, you've got word of mouth possibly through the American collectors that come over, and you've also got, like I said, PSA, Golden, etc., witnessing it firsthand. Granted, we probably are still a few steps away from the caliber of the US hobby, but as a UK collecting base, in terms of how serious we are with collecting, I think it's only a matter of time before PSA really starts to sort of indulge in the how serious we are as collectors. If you were to utilize that and, like you said, make a PSA office in the UK or somewhere mainland in Europe, how popular that would be for them, and how much more extra business that would sort of bring in. And I think that I'd like to think they are slowly starting to realize that. And I think, them being present, probably the most they've ever been at the show this weekend. Hopefully they've taken away from that the UK scene is bigger than probably anyone would have first thought, and that there is a market over here, grading market, should I say, that obviously they want to sort of, explore a bit more. And like I say, hopefully it's only a matter of time before the PSA announce something in the pipeline, or PSA sort of acknowledge that there needs to be something done about it. Because I do think that people will be so much more inclined, given there's a PSA office within Europe, even let alone in the UK, how much sort of more people would be more inclined to grade directly with PSA themselves. So hopefully we're putting a good enough show, obviously, for them to sort of get that information and to understand that. But yeah, I mean, it is the extra business they could probably take on just by opening an office in Europe would just be astronomical. Granted, it's not just an easy click of the fingers. There's a lot more to it than that. But like I said, hopefully with the Americans that have come over, PSA, Golden, etc., that have come over themselves as well, will hopefully start to clock that and feed that back to the people in PSA, etc., that can make something happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, and after PSA was on the stage, obviously it's a very hard act to follow, and a certain man was gifted the chance of following on from the biggest grading company in the world to open a box of Flagship, where he ended up hitting a very good hit. So, Jack, obviously it's quite a common theme now for you hitting big cards on stage at the London Card Show. After the Odegaard 1-of-1 from Showtime at the last show, obviously you ripped some Flagship. So what's it like to be on that main stage and having the opportunity to actually give out packs to people, and someone's very lucky enough to hit a very big card?
Yeah, I love it. It's great fun. Sitting in the chair when you've got a mic, you feel like you've got some power. And to hit for a collector, a new collector as well. I think his mate told me he started collecting a few weeks before, maybe a few months, and to hit a hidden gem Arda Güler, he's got a big future ahead of him, this player. I think he scored recently as well for Real Madrid, back from his injury. So yeah, but even so, to hit that in a free raffle pack of flagship, by the way, the print run on that is absolutely bonkers. To hit a hidden gem, I mean, that was just silly. And obviously the Ødegaard in when was the lot? Yeah, February. So yeah, I do love doing it. I think the stage shows are always good fun. Depending on what product you open, of course, but I seem to make it work for each one I do open. But yeah, maybe one day we'll open like a whole case on stage. That would be fun. Give away a box each. I don't know. We'll have to let Tops know about that one.
Yeah, and we'll do it about 4 a.m. in the morning, and it'll just be us. Just get 12 of us sitting in the crowd. We'll work that one out.
How about we talk to Harry and tell him to do like an exclusive club, in the early hours of the Saturday, do a little live show.
What, you're going straight from the pub straight to the London Car Show?
Yeah.
With his kebab.
Not with the kebab. we're missing out on the kebab, but for good reason.
Yeah, like I said, it was actually, like I say, it was brilliant, a brilliant, fantastic day. Obviously, trade night as well in the evening, which is always a big success, which is getting busier and busier by the show. I remember the first couple what were downstairs, it was a bit touch and go if people were going to it, but now it's packed to the rafters. Sometimes you walk down an alleyway and you can't get down it, so you have to convert all the way back or try and push through. So it's great to see the collectors are really getting behind the trade nights. Well, it's not even about getting deals done. Obviously, it's nice to get a deal done if it's possible, but most of the time you're basically just talking to people. People might not have been to the main show you see there, or might have been vendoring, so they get freed up a lot more for their time. But I feel like before we talk about the overall experience, how we rate it all, most people are only interested in one thing, and that is the pickup from the show. And I think there's one to start with, because we've all got exactly the same card. Obviously, there was a London Card Show exclusive, which Jack has now completely forgot where he's put it, and he's going to have to go through all of his boxes. Now he's panicking that he's left it. But obviously, it was the one and only Hector the Collector, our big purple friend, via Tops, which was available at their stand, which was a fantastic idea.
I think that's a Hector rookie card as well.
Yeah, I can't remember him being on one. I missed a trick out here. I should have chased him around and got him to sign it. You know what I mean? That would have been the idea. But like I say, hey, I love to have these custom cards from the shows. Now Jack can't find it, so it was now it's even more limited edition. It's even better. But H, how cool is it? We've obviously seen the Tops now at one of the earliest London Card Shows, which was fantastic, and I think a lot of people do keep it. But these kind of cards, I'd love it at every single show, and then you'd be able to have them all on display with like your pass as well. It'd be quite cool, wouldn't it?
I think it's a fantastic little addition, collector's item, if you like, from different shows. It's almost like a memory of the day. I know, obviously, when they first released their first Tops Now one, obviously in the I look at him flexing the Invincibles box, man. Seriously, Jack.
Sorry, I think it's for sale, by the way.
But yeah, I think it's a fantastic collector's item. Like I said, I mean, if they were to do one for every single show in some form and have those to display, I said the Tops Now they did, just different little cards from the actual event. I think they're wicked. If they did one for every show, no doubt, I'm sure we'd be picking most of them up. But yeah, they're a cool little addition, and there's something to remember the day from, as I said, as well as your lanyards, your passes. You've got a little card as well to remember the day by. So yeah, I think they're wicked. I love them.
Obviously, -1 pickup now. Jack, you've done a good job at keeping that one all the way to the Monday morning. Obviously, you did actually get a deal done quite early on for your own collection. Obviously, for anyone who don't know, if he slightly moves his chair around, you'll see a certain blue and white hoop shirt of a England international who is going for a rainbow of all the floods, which sounds quite familiar to someone in this call. But you did get a deal done quite early for an Eze, which is going to go and pick up here. Funny enough, you ended up actually at trade night getting this altered because it was actually in a slab and now it's not.
Yes. So obviously some footage of this deal being done will be in my vlog out soon, hopefully. The Eze Red Flood, 2 of 10 from Obsidian. Hadn't seen many of these around at all, especially for a while. There's the Odegaard red flood. The colour that's just filth. But yeah, so shout out to Blesso Ossel. He goes by 2 different names, part of the this Trade We group. So yeah, it was nice to do a deal with him really early on. Really nice guy as well. So yeah, that was good. So we got that done. Am I showing the rest of my pickups?
Yeah, might as well. Let's
All
have
right.
a look. Let's see how successful the 2 days was for you.
Well, I didn't pick anything up on Sunday. All my deals were done on Saturday, but it's all of one player. So yeah, here's the other one. This is the rookie metal to 12 PSA 8 from Martin, of all people, of course, because he's the only one who seems to outbid me on Eze cards on various auction websites. So yeah, there we go. 7 of 12 rookie. Can't go wrong. I know it's a PSA 8, and usually PSA 8s make me want to throw up, but I thought I'd keep it anyway. And then the last
metal
one,
as well.
oh no, it's look at this
not
red
easy to
theme.
grade.
Look at this
Whoa.
red theme, you know, incred. Anyway, the last card I want to show off is it's a big one. This is huge. I'm just going to show it on card, rookie auto to 10. Gold borders, whatever. It's from Impeccable rookie year on card, and I've said that so many times already. 8 of 10. Wow, Martin, again, thank you for that card. We did a nice little deal on it, but no thank you for making me wait, because I could have won that card a few months ago on Card Hobby if you didn't outbid me. But I won it again from you, so thank you for that. Can't believe it. When he won the card, he messages me saying, "Look what I just picked up, Jack." Brilliant. Thanks, Martin. You just outbid me. That was I was really happy to get that. I think that was the card I've been chasing for a while. So proud to get those 3 cards. Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, and then also you did play a through ball for a pickup for me, so you did theoretically spend quite a bit of my money. But for the story for the people, I was standing outside with Jason El Toro cards, and hey, Jen, I got a phone call. And I was thinking, I don't think he's ever phoned me. He doesn't even have my number, so it was an Instagram audio call. And I was thinking, what's he ringing me? I thought he wanted another meal deal. We'd already got him 2 for Saturday. And he was like, oh, someone's just walked up with a card that you might be interested in, thinking, like, this could literally be anything. And funny enough, I was in the car with H going up to the show on the Friday, and we was talking about what cars we'd love to see at the show. And funny enough, one of them was a dual auto from the Topps Women's Chrome, and it was Ada Hegerberg and Wendy Renard. To my absolute amusement, when Jack said, someone's just walked up with Hegerberg and Wendy Renard dual auto, I thought it was a joke at first. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll be in a second. And the person did present it, and on screen now is actually that said dual auto. So Jack,
disclaimer: I've never seen Ronnie walk so fast off the phone in my life.
If I know there's a deal to be had, it's got to go before someone else takes it. In the words, there's a certain catchphrase from this weekend, which I'll get Jack to say in about 3 seconds. Go on, Jack. Go on. How's your new catchphrase, please, right now?
Let me tell you.
That's exactly what I was saying as I picked up the card. But one of my cards I really did want to start picking up, as I do, PC Wendy Renard, and also Ada Hegerberg, former Ballon d'Or winner. So that was quite a shock to pick that one up. Didn't think that would be walking up to a table, not alone being on the table. And then I did make 2 other deals. Obviously, the Flick Through at Football Cards Direct produced this lovely Jorginho to 25 match-worn patch, part of the 0 from the number on the back of his shirt. And then in their unbelievable display cases of just tons and tons of unbelievable cards, Kai Havertz auto to 25 as well from the new team set, which, it's just another card that I really wanted to pick up. And for the price of just under 2 boxes, I thought it was worth it, because you're not even guaranteed an auto. And then the last deal I did make was for an absolute legend, obviously. Was Dan Bellis, for anyone who does know him. It was a pre-done deal, which was Elina Hurtig, 1 of 1 Sapphire, which is a very good-looking card in person. So I was very, very happy with the pickups, and weren't the only one to pick up an Arsenal PSA slab. You did see this one at the trade night on the Friday night before in the Shepperton Holiday Inn. And you went, I wonder how much he's charging for that one, thinking it would be maybe 200-300. But you managed to get the deal done for it in the end.
Yeah, I was very fortunate enough. Yeah, as I said, obviously a holiday in Shepperton on a Friday night, and Brian from Southern League Investors obviously opens up his case. I can see people starting to have a little flick through, and I spotted a certain player, a certain card, a certain slab, where I was like, "Wow, that's just caught my eye." I had a little look, didn't really think much of it 'cause I thought, oh, it's probably going to be, I don't know what price. I had a little look, couldn't find any comps. I'm thinking, oh, I'm interested to see what it's going to put it up for. Asked my fantastic pricing friend, RP, and said, no, what do you reckon? What price are you're estimating? And then, I think it was you, Ronnie, I think you messaged me, and said, obviously, Brian's got the card out in his case, and the price that Ronnie had said his message was one I couldn't really pass up on. Um, so it actually was my only technically my only pickup from the weekend, but is a Martin Odegaard cracked ice PSA 10 from a 2021 Panini Prism, obviously numbered to 23, 12 or 23. I'm sure you can probably try and see on the back there somewhere. There you go. 12 or 23. Yeah, PSA 10 cracked ice. It was the last year that Panini had the cracked ices numbered 23, and obviously Odegaard's first year of Prism as well. So I mean, in the PSA sleeve as well. I mean, couldn't really say much fairer than that. So yeah, also was very happy. One, obviously deal with Brian again. But B, obviously, I think becoming my main PC is Martin Odegaard. So yeah, I mean, can't really say fairer than that. And if anyone that did see it is up on the Instagram, was posted tonight, last night as a video going out. So yeah, I mean, yeah, very happy with that pickup. Cracked ice, Odegaard, PSA 10.
Yeah,
Can't really argue with that.
we've gone through all the cards you picked up at the London Card Show, and Jack hasn't brought out a certain card, which I'm rather disappointed with. So he will be getting this one returned. I will be on a request form out for this one as he goes over to his. It's just poor. Like, look, you say
It's on the display though. I mean, I can't argue with that.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, there we go.
Shall I show you?
Yeah,
there we go. It's the custom top loaded podcast dual auto. Look at that. Incredible. And on a numbered card stand to 5. God, let's see that on display. Look at that.
yeah.
Gosh.
Let me tell you about that.
Let me tell you about that. Like shit. Not. Sorry.
For us absolute nerds of the US office, obviously it might be a bit controversial to some people listening, but you did pick up a card stand, which I think is just absolutely brilliant for one of the best auto cards in your collection. If you want to show the people who are watching along, it's an absolute work of art, that is. Wow. It's just, I don't know, even the auto takes me back, but that card stand is just unbelievable, ain't it?
It's just the perfect thing to go alongside it. So, I mean, this is our idea on the PlayStation. We just chatting, and I was thinking, I need something to put the Dwight, or to put something next to it, like a pop figure or whatever they're called. And you suggested a card stand, and I was, what an idea! So, bought it from Third Down, of course, and they delivered it at trade night on Saturday. So, yeah, very happy with that. It just completes the sort of look with Dwight Auto. So yeah, there we go. I'm buzzing with that one.
Yeah, it's incredible. That's made me very jazzed that I do want to fans of the game, Rain Wilson Auto. We definitely didn't spend about 4 hours on eBay that night looking at all the different office characters who have got Leaf Autos, who have somehow managed to get Panini Autos, but that's a story for another day. So just recap like the London Card Show. Obviously, for me personally, I did allude to it earlier on in the episode that I personally think it is my favourite card show I've ever been to. Even though I always say that after it, I'm not sure how it can get better, but it just, as you said, going into it, there was high expectations, and for them, not just to be matched, but to actually be exceeded. I think it just shows you what a good show it was. Like I say, it's not always about picking up tons of cards. You can pick up one card, pick up no cards, and it'd be a very good weekend. It was just spending it with the right people as well. Like, yeah, he's got his US shipment, which
tons of cards.
Yeah, he got an Airbus A380 did land literally down the road just to drop them ones off from a little supply package. But it was incredible. Like in between the show, we obviously headed up to the Bear. Just brilliant. There's about 10 of us around the table. All having a good drink, but pretty much just chilling because it was such a tiring show. ended up talking about Percy Pigs, which was obviously and always a highlight of my week. However, I have been craving them and haven't been passing M&S, which is rather disappointing. But obviously, H, it was an absolute successful show. I know you was really looking forward to this one. How did it live up in your expectations and like your overall feelings of the show on a whole?
Yeah, I can't lie, it didn't disappoint, and I didn't think it would. I do think that the weather does play a bit of an impact, obviously, in the show overall. Obviously, everyone traveling down to the Bear, obviously, in between the show and trade night, sitting outside, the pints are flowing in the sunshine. I mean, you couldn't really ask for much more. But I mean, the show itself, as I said, there was a massive hype around it, and yeah, for me, it did disappoint, and it never normally does with London either. So I can't say obviously I was too shocked to obviously to see it live up to the expectations of probably a lot of the people that went. And I mean, yeah, so there was a great selection of cars on display. I think I've never known so many people mention about how many Arsenal collectors there are in the hobby at the moment. I think that's probably the one thing that everyone had in common was that they were saying there's so many Arsenal collectors, which isn't fantastic nor ideal for me or Ronnie. But there we go. But yeah, the show overall, I mean, the display of the food outside. I mean, oh, what a selection of trucks. I mean, Harry, whoever it is that organises these food trucks, fair play, because that is an elite selection. But yeah, obviously the bigger hall still, the vendors, the companies, the main stage. I mean, everything was spot on. And obviously, I said as much as I would love to have been on Sunday, obviously, duty called at work. But yeah, for me, it was top tier, and arguably, like you said, when I piggyback on your point, probably for me one of the best shows that they've done. So yeah, it definitely didn't disappoint.
Yeah, and obviously over to you, Joe. Obviously, you had the full experience from the Friday night through to the Sunday afternoon. So, how did it go for you? Not obviously just from a vending perspective, but an overall hobby experience as well.
Yeah, really good. Seeing so sort of spending time with the Americans as well, Troy and Brian from Trike and Sunday League Investors. Great to see them. Seeing Martin as well, what a man he is. And then, and then doing other stuff. Like the time at the Bear was just a great time, wasn't it? I could have stayed there all night. It's that beer garden. It was hot, but it was hot at a right time of year, so there was no wasps flying around, that sort of vibe. So then I haven't got you pestering you. Oh, it's just, yeah, it was great. And then the card show itself, from a vendor perspective, got rid of a lot of deadwood gone, which is great because it made the car lighter on the way home because I had a lot of it. So again, Frogley, lots of love. And but yeah, the only thing which I was a little bit disappointed about was not selling any of the big cards. But it is what it is. Sometimes you find the right collector, especially with women's stuff. You've got to find the specific collector who will spend big buck on those slabs I had. But yeah, overall, really good show. And to echo what you've said, probably my favourite I've ever been to, which is great. It's more of the same, please, Harry and Co.
Yeah, I was going to say, before we turn our attention to some other pickups that we have made, I just want to say a massive thank you and congratulations to Harry and the team. No doubt we're already looking forward, and tickets are already on sale for the next show in August. So hopefully the weather can actually be summerish again for that one, and the Bear will be being used that time. But obviously, until next time, we're going to look forward to it. Look forward to seeing what announcements are made in due course before that show, whether PSA are returning for that one. Obviously, being so close to the Nationals, there might be a bit stretched their team, so it'd be quite intriguing. But obviously, there is another card show this weekend, and there's a certain fixture as well this weekend. No, we're not talking about me crying my eyes out of Boreham Wood because Viviana Miedemar's leaving Arsenal, as I've got a little shrine to her in the background. It's actually, we're going to be talking to a commentator of the Yorkshire Culture charity match, which is going to be a fantastic watch and probably going to be quite an interesting one for me and H after work and after coming back from football. Sadly, can't make it. But Jack, obviously, you are on commentary duties. You're going to be the voice of the hobby. This is going to be your big moment. This is the Andy McCoy's getting said every 4 or 5 seconds, I think, most likely. But how much are you looking forward to seeing a lot of card enthusiasts who probably are not going to be the best footballers, but it's going to be a great laugh, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, I'm not expecting much. Let's just say that. Let me tell you. Yeah, I'm not expecting much in terms of overall football ability, but that's the joy about it. It's a charity football match. people all in the same sort of in the same hobby, collecting cards, buying cards, all that good jazz. So yeah, it'll be a good vibe. Commentary duty is going to be quite fun as well. Already started my research on each of the players. So I'm trying to do sort of a Clive Tilsey-esque commentary chart, which I can share after the game as well. And, people might want to get printed like his charts. Who knows? But yeah, no, it will be fun. It's going to be fun. Rotherham Stadium as well. It's not terrible. Not a terrible one. Been there once, of course, for an away match, which of course we lost. But yeah, it was it's a nice little stadium.
Fond memories.
Fond memories, of course. Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. Seeing all the people again like last week, and hopefully see an entertaining match.
Yeah, I was going to say we're really looking forward to me and H of looking forward, and obviously next week on the next episode of the podcast we will talk through some of God knows how many highlights, how many mishaps, how many mistakes. Obviously, Lav will be joining us next week, who is famously playing in the fixture as well. So any mistakes he makes will be recorded on film and shown on the podcast for him to break down. And no doubt he's probably going to end up scoring, and he won't shut up about it on the whole episode. So we're going to have to level him out at some point. But it's going to say, H, it's going to be. I'm absolutely gutted that I won't be able to even just be there as a spectator. And I know you are as well, because I think you would have fancied lacing up them boots after winning a recent trophy with your own Sunday League team.
Yeah, I can't lie. It is quite gutting. Obviously, with work and whatnot, having a weekend off isn't particularly easy. So obviously, having two weekends on a bounce, it wasn't easy. So I am gutted to A, miss out, B, not be there to see it, commentate, watch it, whatever it is. But yeah, more so not to play. Would have liked to put the old boots back on after winning obviously my cup final the other week. Not to just casually drop that in there. Cheers, Ron. But yeah, so it's set to be. No doubt I'll be on the YouTube, obviously watching the live stream, listening to Jeeves on the odd commentary alongside Harry. Can we add obviously the London Carter of Harry, a dynamic duo that I think everyone's looking forward to hearing their voices for 90 minutes. So yeah, I'm gutted. I'm really gutted. Hopefully it's the first of many charity matches. I can only hope within the hobby. So obviously we can get involved obviously with the next one. But yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to watching the live stream, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I say, it's an absolutely brilliant cause as well, and we can't say enough of everything that the team's doing to put that on. And like I say, it's going to be one of hopefully many. Hopefully it becomes an annual tradition of every year, maybe getting teams to reunite, with new players getting involved as well, overseas players as well. It's going to be a great fun experience to watch. And I know obviously Jack's on commentary and he's doing a lot of research. So it's going to be, I'm waiting, there's going to be so many puns there that I'm going to be sitting at home sighing, because that's what I normally end up doing to most of his jokes. But Jack, have you got any predictions you think so far for this? Any players that you might even have your eye on already that obviously through your extenuous research that you're going to have to do, which is not going to be the easiest, depending that most people don't even know each other's name, not alone anything about each player.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a few mouthfuls. I think there's, for example, Aaron. You've got the grading club Aaron on the ball here. You can't really say the whole names. I'm going to have to abbreviate names here and there, business names and all that jazz. But yeah, oh God, it's going to be a fun watch. Let me just say that. In terms of players to watch, I know Lav's been bigging himself up a little bit.
As I said, please don't say Lav.
I'm not going to say Lav, but he's been bigging himself up a bit, perhaps a bit too much. So we'll have to wait and see. He obviously put that little announcement story out about him scoring a big free kick.
I honestly, I've never seen him score a free. I've never seen that footage. I think because I don't know what I've heard least, that or Jurgen Klopp's leaving Liverpool. So
God, he's leaving Liverpool, is he? I never knew. Blimey, what a farewell tour it's been as well. Good grief. Oh well, but yeah. Sorry, Liverpool fans, they're going to hate. What else was I going to say? In terms of an actual player to watch, no offense, Lav, I'm sure you'll be great. It's a fellow Chelsea fan, Con Sports Cards. I believe he's got a bit of a background in playing Sunday League, possibly even semi-pro. So I reckon he'll do a decent job. Don't know where he's playing. I don't know where anyone's going to play, to be honest. Apparently, a lot of people want to play in midfield, so it could well be a 1-9. No, that's 10 already. A 1-8-1. There we go. A 1-8-1.
This bad as my maths.
Yeah. Yeah, don't put me on maths duty or anything like that. I'll just stick to reading people's names out and getting excited if there's a good goal. That's what I want to see. I want to see I want to see a worldie of a finish to get excited about, or perhaps even a last minute winner, some limbs in the crowd. That'd be great. So yeah, something.
How many goals are you predicting, Jeeves? Do you reckon?
Oh, I mean, are they actual keepers in goal? I don't know. Give me interesting. It's going to be high scoring. I personally think. I think there will be plenty of goals. Someone will go for a halfway line goal as well. You just know that's going to happen. One of the people from kickoff who's got a good
Lav, if you're listening, please don't try
it. Don't do it, Lav. You'll make a fool of yourself. But yeah, that's famous last words. If he actually does it, he will put that on his story quite a few times again. But yeah, looking forward to it. High scoring game, some interesting players playing football, and hopefully a good laugh.
I was going to say, it'd be a good laugh, and I know that the effort from the defences in both them teams will be better than Tottenham's tomorrow night against Manchester City. But obviously, to finish off this episode, obviously we do like to talk about other pickups, which famously we actually all was a part of the same shipment over from America, which we have got quite a nice few cards. And H, I feel like you've made up for this year's worth of pickups, because you've taken home quite a few slabs and other cards. So for everyone who wants to listen to H's pickups, go and put the kettle on, because you're going to have enough time, because there is quite a few. So there's been a few cards that you've spoken about picking up, and you've been like, but it's going to take a while to get it. They're finally here. This is your time. This is the pickup time for HGA cards. It's finally going to happen. You take the stage, because he's now even sorting them out. This is how many he's got, ladies and gentlemen. He's sorting them out. So over to you, H, because there's some absolute beauties.
I said a lot of which I've picked these up within. I tell you what, I need to go. I've got. No, I haven't. I'm all right. So yeah, a couple of also I've already been within house. So for example, a Toy Story dual auto that was from the man himself, Jeeves, that I actually only picked up last week. I think we did it about 2 months ago. So it actually went from Jack to Ronnie back to Jack's house when I was there. So we've gone around the block twice.
I was going to say, the thing that you actually haven't said was, you picked me up from my house and I had that card on me. You drove the card all the way back to Jack's while it was on me, and then I gave it to you. Gave it to Jack to give to you.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
In the room,
so that was obviously
camera at the moment.
lovely dual auto. And then again in house, RP, we've got a Gabriel Martinelli Manga, Trossard Blue Shimmer to 8 from first off the line Prism, and a Beth Mead Gold Sapphire to 50. We're just getting started. I've been banging on for a little while about the Erdegaard Obsidian Floods. Obviously, for those of you that have watched the podcast, you know I've already started off obviously with the blue to 12, the purple to 25, and the red to 10. And in the US shipment, we did get hold of their final, I guess you could say the final two. Got also the gold flood to 10, number 3 of 10, and obviously the green flood 2 of 3. That now obviously does, for those of you who saw my Instagram story, obviously it does now obviously, I'd say, complete the flood rainbow. I know people are arguing that the Contra should be included within that. And I think there's one graded out of the 9, and I've not seen a single comp anywhere for it. So that could be another hunt that we go on. I mean, I've got a Declan Rice Groovy in a PSA 10. I've got Martin Odegaard Dynagan Red Mojo in a PSA 10. Got a Gabriel Jesus Auto PSA 8 Auto 10 from Now Starring. Got a Tomiyasu Gold Prism from Stadium Club Chrome. A Ben White Snakeskin PSA 9. A Fabio Vieira Gold Wave to 10. Gabriel Manga. But my final one, the beautiful one, obviously is the Erdegaard Auto number to 50 from Stadium Club Chrome, which I've been waiting to get my hands on for a little while. So that's definitely the icing on the cake. The auto obviously matches the flood rainbow. But I mean, it's a quick fire round through all of the American shipment. I could probably sit here for half hour and talk about all of them individually. by Shan't Ball You All. They're all on the Instagram, so go have a little look. But yeah, that was basically a rundown of my 3-month wait for all my cards from the US.
Yeah, and I've got to ask for the people. No doubt they will be asking: is when's the next pickup video? Is it going to be the next 3 months as well? Because I'll tell you,
Wow.
that is very impressive, and no doubt you are eating just bread and butter for the rest of the month after that one.
I mean, I had another one in there. I did pick this up as well.
Oh, it's only a red for 5. Okay, yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, Beth Mead's Red Sapphire to 5 PSA 9
Nothing
is
major.
waiting to be sent over. So that will be included in my next pickup video in the next 2.5 months probably. You'll see that one. So that's gonna be a nice little wait for the Beth Mead Sapphire. But I mean, yeah, I can't complain. I may have only picked up 2 cards from the card show, but I think the US shipment definitely made up for that.
I was going to say, and moving over to our other person who's actually a commentator, been buying commentator cards, which up until a few weeks ago would have sounded very out of place, but also boosting his R's collection, obviously after famously surviving in the championship after absolutely destroying Leeds and ending their Premier League automatic promotion things, even though they are still in playoffs. I think some of these QPR cards, but most importantly, these Alan Ginter on-card autos are absolutely sensational. And yeah, and I've heard that another part of the rainbow is en route as well.
Yeah, so let me just take the one of the ones out of a ting bag. Sorry for the horrific noise if that came through. But yeah, Clive Tilsley, Alan and Ginter Rainbow. So we've got the base one there. I mean, look at him. On-card autos, beautiful.
Can we just say as well, fantastic auto.
Incredible. Absolutely sensational. He doesn't cut corners, this boy. Look at that. Incredible. And obviously there's the base one, the out 50, the out 10, the out 5, and the 1 of 1, which I've very rarely seen 1 of 1. I think only the Mia Hamm one I've seen online from Golden Goal. But yeah, the next one, out of 50, Bosch. There we go. Lovely stuff. Out of 50, nice gold. Again, all on card. And the black out of 10 is also in-house, which is just stunning. The black background is just wow. And I also picked up the red out of 5, which is on the way from Canada. So I only need the 1 of 1 to complete that rainbow. So if anyone does find it, please let me know. And if you do have it yourself, please don't overcharge me. Come on now. But yeah, in terms of the next ones, we'll go straight to the Queen's Park Power Rangers cards. Obviously, we don't have many actual QPR cards because we haven't been very good for a while now. But hopefully when we get promoted to the Premier League next season, we'll have Topps Chrome cards to collect in a few years, which is rather exciting at the thought of that. But yeah, starting off, rookie sticker, Jimmy Dunn for Burnley. There we go. I don't know why I bought that from America. I could have probably got it for half the price.
You've probably got one of them in your office.
Oh, yeah. It's somewhere. It's probably somewhere in here. But I saw it. You know, I might as well. It's Jimmy Dunn. Scored a worldie against Birmingham. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Next one, Isaac Hayden. QPR loanee. I'm hoping he will sign on permanently. I think he's going to be... I think he might join us. As a rated rookie as well, by the way, to 75 from Donruss 2020. Yeah, next up, just signed a new contract, or is about to. Elijah Dixon Bonner, Ultimate Futures, to 4, auto from Leaf. So that's him in a Liverpool kit, obviously unlicensed. And then there is a 1 of 1 Elijah Dixon Bonner auto from Leaf in one of those Leaf clear slabs. It's a weird card, but it's a 1 of 1 which I got for $7. So you know, it's one of those ones. Next up is arguably my favourite Queen's Park Power Rangers player. I'm sorry for calling it Power Rangers, by the way. I forget I'm on a podcast in front of a few people. We've got Steve Cook, the 25 gold laser, press proof. What a
Steve.
player. Oh, I love him. And the last one, moving away from not really moving away from QPR, and moving into the women's game, this was a bit of a gem, quite literally. Chloe Kelly, PSA 10, pink to 23 from Donruss, rookie card. The rookie card short print as well, so not the field vision. I mean, the pink parallel is just stunning. And to find it in a gem mint, this Donruss set, if you know, you know, they cannot get those corners right, can they, Panini? Although looking at it, this one has got a dinged bottom left corner, but it's still got a 10. So whoever graded that, thank you. It's staying in the PC anyway. But there we go. Those are my pickups from America.
Yeah, as I say, I would love to show off quite a few of my ones, but some of them, this is going to be breaking news. I've actually done a PSA submission. Yeah, it's finally happened. It's taken 115 episodes, but we finally got there. So a few of the cards that I did pick up are currently en route to America for grading. That was a dual auto Viviana Miedema, Steam Black Sinish Orange to 25. Alexia Putellas, Queens of Football to 25, and Ada Hegerberg to 25 as well, crowning moments. But I'm going to just show off my favourite pickup of that delivery, which is behind me, which is a dual auto from Chrome, second year Chrome, which is the Stina and Viv dual auto black in a PSA 9, which for people who are not too familiar with the women's Chrome, to see the base dual autos is quite rare at the moment, despite being numbered to 99, each of them. They don't really show up that often. And if they do, they're very highly priced because they are one of the most wanted cards in the set. And then when you start getting to the shorter print stuff, it's just, you don't see it. The black ones, especially for the base cards as well, very rarely see them. So God knows how long it's going to take me to find the red to 5 color match one. And just like the 1-of-1 Tilsley that Jack's collecting, or the Contra or the 1-of-1 that H is trying to find, it's going to be very expensive. And because someone out there knows that you want it, they're going to add on a few extra 100 or whatever it's going to be. But it was like I say, it's another one, just very happy. And in that, hopefully about 2 months, I should be able to do a PSA return. And hopefully that's the start of grading the women's collection. Probably won't be. I'll probably end up just buying more cards and just not end up grading anything else. But it'd be great in a couple of months to be able to get a few more cards slabbed off, and then probably end up sending a few more off and slowly work through the collection. Who knows, in 2 months' time, with the transfer windows, how they work in the women's and men's game, you might be chasing a new favourite player or a new player new to the club, especially with certain rumours that are flying around now that a few players could be on the move, especially in the women's game, which could be quite intriguing. But like I say, it's been an absolute fantastic episode. We look forward to watching the Yorkshire Card Show charity match this weekend and wishing everyone involved the best of luck. Obviously, the commentary team as well. No doubt we'll be putting it on mute. I mean, turning it up after 5 minutes. It's definitely going to be the highlight of my weekend, that one. But like I say, Jack, obviously a massive thank you for joining us yet again on the podcast. And we really do look forward to the show. And the best of luck on commentary. And no doubt I will actually, if I remember, I'm going to do a pun counter as well during the show and see how many you do rack up in the 90 minutes. Or saying that if it's the same heat as this weekend, there might even be a hydration break as well for you to create some puns for.
Yeah, I hope I don't disappoint. In fact, I definitely will when it comes to the puns, because some of them will be, I've no doubt, terrible. But that's the joy. That's the joy of a pun. Everyone loves it. But yeah, pleasure to be on once again. Thoroughly enjoyed my time here, showing some pickups, talking about the card show, and previewing the Yorkshire Card Show ahead, which I'm very much looking forward to. So make sure you're tuning in to the Sports Trading Cards UK channel for that one at 6:15 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, like I said, we can't wait for me and Harry. We'll be talking about it next week, obviously, with our very good friend Lav, who's joining us. In a way, we hope he wins, like player of the match, whatever it may be. But I don't think I think we'd have to get a bigger screen for his ego, how big it will be if he's named like a player of the match or scores a hat trick or something. But H, obviously, it's been an absolute stellar weekend. It's been an absolute blast. Obviously, we've already circled the next one in our diaries and calendars, but what a weekend. And now it just gives, I think, everyone a bit more energy and enthusiasm for the next few months, just to keep cracking on with the hobby and see everything what plays out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so obviously summer's ahead of us now. Obviously, the next card show for London obviously has been announced date-wise. We've got that to look forward to. But yeah, an incredible weekend, an incredible podcast. And yeah, obviously very much looking forward to see the stream for Yorkshire this weekend, and obviously counting down obviously to London now, obviously in August. So yeah, fingers crossed Arsenal can do the business this weekend as well.
Yeah, like I
or should I say Tottenham can do the business tomorrow night? I don't know.
We're gonna have to try and work out. As I've said, I've premised it. I don't think we're going to win the league. Man City will win both games, but if there is a chance that the unbelievable could happen, and I can't guarantee I will be turning up to next week's podcast if it does happen, because we normally do film on a Sunday night or a Monday night, and I probably won't be heard of for about 6 weeks. So, like I say, it's a massive pleasure to have been at the card show with everyone. The level of support yet again for the podcast and everything was overwhelming at times. And like I say, a massive thanks as well to the guys over at Third Down Displays for powering up this episode of the Top of the Podcast. Whether you want some custom stands like you can see behind me, or any of your supply needs, great preparation kits, or even custom mats, anything like that, do head over to their website or check the link in our bio and use TTP10 for 10% off all your supplies. And if you are going to a card show soon as well, head over to their stand because they're at every show up and down the country. But like I say, I hope everyone out there did enjoy the London Card Show. If you couldn't make this one, we hope to see you at the next one. But I hope everyone out there is staying safe, doing well, buying, selling, trading, and all of that good jazz. But most importantly, happy hobbying and good night.